Welcome to Anmol Power BI Corner, your go-to solution for Power BI and Microsoft Fabric. Before starting the video, let me share about my new book, which is 300 Power BI Interview Questions. So the new series which we have started for the Power BI Interview series is the part of this book only. We are discussing all these 300 questions one by one. So if you want to get this book into soft copy, then do click on the link below in the description and you can get it from there. And if you want it into hard copy, then you can message me on LinkedIn. What is calculated column and what is a measure? So by name it is very clear that calculated column is a thing which is in the form of column, and measure generally get stored into our semantic model. So how it evaluates? So calculated column evaluate row by row, while measure works on context. So what is this context? Let's say you have used it in any visual. So whatever is the context of that visual, it will work accordingly. Then calculated column is stored into a model, while measure is calculated on the fly. So whenever is required, then only it will evaluate. Next is used in visual as fields, while measure is used in value, areas or KPI. So how you can answer this question into interviews? That a calculated column work row by row and it is stored into the model, while a measure is a context based and is calculated at the time of visual interaction. So measures are better for performance. Why? Because calculated column will acquire some size in your semantic model, while measure will only work when it is required. So this is how you can answer this question. So what is relationship view? By the name it is very clear that it can be used for creating the relationships. But what relationships? So in our Power BI reports we import data. So data can be in a single table or there can be a multiple table. Now let's say you want to filter data from one table to another table. So directly it will not be possible. You have to create some kind of relationship between both these two tables. After that you will be able to filter the data. So you can see as it is written on the screen, it is the model view where you define how tables are connected using keys. So it is also known as model view, you can say relationship view. And you can create one to many, many to one or many to many relationships here. How you can answer this question into Power BI interviews? So you can say that in Power BI models there are various tables available. So to connect these tables we have to create the relationships between these tables. So we can use the relationship view or model view to define how tables will be connected in what kind of relationships, like one to many, many to one, all these. And we can do this with the help of primary key and foreign key, and it is essential for correct filtering across the visual. So this is the way how you can answer this question. What are the various panes? So you might have worked with filter pane, which is used for filtering the data, build pane from where you create various kind of visuals. Then there is a format pane which can be used for apply some kind of formatting on your visuals which you have created or on your report page. Then there are two more panes which usually we forget to mention whenever this question get asked. So it is bookmark pane and selection pane. How you can answer this question? That you can answer in such a way that Power BI has various panes like filter pane, which is used for filtering the data across the report. Then we have the build pane, which is used for creating visuals into Power BI report. Apart from it, we have format pane, which is used for formatting the visuals, like we can increase the height, we can change the size, include title, data label, etc. Apart from it, we have bookmark pane and selection pane also. So these are generally used for creating bookmarks and prioritize the selection based on the keyboard shortcuts or bringing forward or backward the visuals. So these are the basic panes which are available. Apart from it, few more panes like performance analyzer and sync slicer panes are also there in the new updates. So you can mention or you can ignore it, but these are few major panes. What is bookmark in Power BI? So basically a bookmark captures the current state of a report page. It can including filters, slices, visuals and their visibility. It can be used for navigation, storytelling or interactive report. If you have worked with Power BI, you can easily relate with it, but let me give you a very relatable example. So we usually take a screenshot in our mobile phones or we save some kind of reels on Instagram. Why do we do that? So let's say if any point of time you want to see that reel, you can go to it, or if you want to see that particular screenshot, you can go to it. Bookmark is kind of same. Let's say you have a report and you want a state of it to store. So bookmark will capture that current state, and whenever you click on that bookmark, select that bookmark, then you can go at that particular state. So whenever you create a bookmark, it will include the whatever filters is applied on your report, whatever slicer have been selected, visual formatting, everything. So how you can answer this? So bookmark let me save a specific state of a report like selected filters or visual, so I can create a navigation or storytelling experience within the report. We can also assign this bookmark in the form of button. So whenever we click on that button, it will revert me to that particular state of the report. So this is the way how you can answer this. What is bookmark in Power BI? What is the selection pane? So selection pane lists all the visuals and objects on a report page. It allows you to control the visibility and layer order of visuals, especially useful when using bookmarks and button. So what happens basically whenever we create reports, we create so many type of visuals, slicers, cards, text box, so many things we create into our Power BI report. Now let's say for any particular bookmark state, you want to hide some visuals or you want to hide some particularly things in your report. So with the help of selection pane, you can hide or unhide the visual in your report. Also you can maintain the layer order. So let's say at some state you want to bring something forward or move something backward, so you can use it for it. Now how you can answer this question? So the selection pane can help me control what visuals are visible or what visuals are hidden. It's especially useful when I work with bookmarks or create toggle based reports. So you might have seen that there are few reports which use filter pane. So for such scenarios, we have to use the selection pane, and it is very helpful feature into Power BI. What is sync slicer in Power BI? So the sync slicer features allows slicer to be synced across multiple report pages. You can also choose whether they should be visible or hidden on each pages. Now let's say you have created a report for three or four pages. You apply filter on first page and you want the complete report to work accordingly. So for that you have to sync slicer on each pages. You can select if you want to show slicers on each pages or not. You can hide it too. So this is the feature which can be used for this purpose. How you can answer this question? You can simply say that sync slicers allow me to apply one slicer across multiple pages of my report. I use it when I want a filter to remain consistent throughout the report. What are the various filters available? So Power BI majorly provide four types of filters. The first one is visual level filter, which applies only to the one visual which you apply. Second is page level filter, which applies to all visual on that single page. So let's say you have one page, you apply the page level filter, then all the visuals available on that page will get affected. Next is report level filter, which applies to all the pages. So let's say you applied any report level filter, then however number of pages, let's say 3, 4, 10, whatever number of pages you have, it will apply to all the pages. Then we have a drill through filter, which used to pass value to a detailed page. So this is kind of advanced, but you can mention about the first three, and additionally you can mention the third one. So how you can answer this question? Power BI gives four type of filters. The first one is visual level filter, which particularly applied to only one visual. The next one is page level filter, which applied to a particular page, and the third one is report level filter, which applies to all the pages of the report. Apart from it, we also have a drill through filter, which used to pass values to a detailed page. The difference between slicer and filter. So firstly, the user interaction. Slicer is visible to end user. Filter pane usually hidden. So whenever you deliver the report to end user, you hide this. Next is appearance. So it is on the report canvas, and while filter pane is in the side panel. So there are various kind of pane we already discussed. Build pane, format pane. So filter pane is similar to that. Next is customization. So it can be formatted as a list, drop down slider, whatever you need. But filter pane, it has minimal customization. You cannot do much in this part. Then use cases. So slicer we generally provide for user facing interaction. Let's say, and we want to provide the functionality to end user to filter the data based on any particular category or particular uh, subcategory. But filter pane we usually use on the developer end. So let's say your client required that they only want to see data for last 1 year. So these kind of filter which don't get frequently changed, we applied on the developer level into filter pane. How you can answer this question? So a slicer is a visual on the report canvas which user can interact with, while a filter is usually in the side pane and is more for behind the scene control. So this is the way how you can differentiate slicer and filter pane. If you find this helpful, then like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video.